Hello everyone. Welcome back to DESAIN, the place where we learn UI/UX design using Figma. Today, I'll show you how to create and set up grids for both mobile and desktop designs. Understanding grids is essential to creating layouts that are responsive and look neat across all devices. Let's go step by step to set up grids and ensure your design is optimal for various screen sizes. A grid is a layout system made up of vertical and horizontal lines that help designers place elements in a structured way within a design. In UI/UX design, grids are crucial because they ensure each element is consistently, proportionally, and neatly positioned. Grids also make your design easier to read and understand by providing clear and logical visual arrangements. This helps maintain balance, preventing the layout from feeling too crowded or too empty. So, how do you create grids for each device? Okay, first, let's delete all the existing layers in this frame because we'll start from scratch. The first step is creating a grid for desktop. To do this, select the frame menu and click here. We'll set the width to 1920 and the height to 1080. Now, let's create a grid for this frame. Click once on the desktop frame to reveal the settings on the right-hand side. Then, go to the Layout Grid menu and click the plus sign. You'll see a pixel grid appear on the desktop frame. After that, click the Layout Grid Settings icon and change the grid settings to columns. Vertical lines will now appear on the frame we just created. Then, change the count setting to 12. For the type, select Stretch to make the grid responsive. Set the margin to 120 and the gutter to 40. Now, we have successfully created a vertical grid. Because we've set the grid to be responsive, when we resize the frame, the grid will remain as we initially configured it. For example, if we want to create a component here, such as a main banner, and add a shape underneath it, the grid will help us as UI/UX designers to position the components properly within the design. Alright, next, we'll create a horizontal grid. First, delete the components inside this frame. Then, go to the menu on the right-hand side, and we'll add a new grid setting by clicking the plus icon here. A new grid element will automatically appear. Next, click on the Layout Grid settings, then select the grid category to display. Here, we will choose the rows category. For the count setting, set it to 1000. Set the type to top. Adjust the height setting to 10, so we will use multiples of 10. Set both the offset and gutter settings to 0. Here's the result. As we can see from the horizontal grid, we've set it to multiples of 10, making our design more consistent. For example, if we create another hero banner, it will snap to the horizontal grid automatically when we position the shape. Now, we've successfully created a grid layout for the desktop frame. Let's move on to creating a grid layout for mobile. First, let's create a mobile frame. Here, I'll choose the iPhone 16 Pro frame. Once the frame appears, go to the Layout Grid menu, and just like before, click the plus icon here. Then, click on the Layout Grid settings, and under the grid category, choose columns. For the count setting, since the mobile layout isn't as wide as the desktop layout, we'll set it to 4. For the type, select Stretch. Set the margin to 32 and the gutter to 16. The grid will look like this. Okay, let's move on to creating a horizontal grid. To speed things up, we can copy the grid settings from the desktop. Just click once on the settings you want to copy, press Ctrl+C or Command+C. Then click on the iPhone 16 Pro frame and press Ctrl+V or Command+V. The copied grid settings will automatically appear on the iPhone 16 Pro frame. For example, let's create a shape component on the iPhone 16 Pro frame. With the grid in place, it'll help us position the component more neatly. When we enable the grid on the frame, sometimes the lines might become distracting if we don't need them. In that case, you can disable the grid by clicking on the eye icon here, and the grid will disappear. Okay, that's it for today's tutorial. Thank you for watching. I hope this tutorial on creating responsive grid layouts in Figma has helped you better understand how to create designs that are flexible across different screen sizes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next design tutorial. See you in the next video.